just drift away. That you could be so wrong. Nothing really lasts for long except your stupid face. So I wrote this song today. I got a question that's been eating at me for weeks. How can you say you don't like mac and cheese? Like mac and cheese. So you got mac and cheese. Come on! It's just mac and cheese. Ty Richardson hates mac and cheese.
Live from the Bush Light Studios with Ty Richardson
My hair grows other places.
and Tommy Kraft.
A lot of alligators in there.
And produced by Colton Little.
This is 100% cold.
This is the Morning Rush.
All right, so we didn't get to the apple pie mac and cheese that Kraft is introduced to yesterday. So on a Think Tank Thursday, what do you think about that? When you walk into a grocery store and you see these limited time items and you see these different groceries that you've never seen before that are being presented to you the first time, they're being advertised, whether it's around Thanksgiving or anything else for that matter. What do you think? Do you buy them? Do you try them? Do you leave them on the shelf? What do you do?
It's Think Tank Thursday, right? So someone in the think tank at Kraft said, "Hey, how about if we mash together apple pie and mac and cheese?" Mm-hmm. And that's where that conversation should have stopped, is right there in the think tank. So I guess if I was at Sam's and they were doing a sample, I might try it, but I don't know that. I mean, that just doesn't even sound appealing to me.
I would never take it home and waste water to boil to make the macaroni and cheese for that. That sounds appalling.
Well,
you try it since you hate mac and cheese.
I dislike mac and cheese, but I love apple pie.
But cheese and apples,
they can go together. You put them on salads and stuff like that if you like salad like that.
There has been
apples?
There has been
I don't know.
cheese on apple pie. That's been a thing for decades upon decades.
Not around here. That's a northern thing, right?
I've had it.
Well, you're weird though.
I've had it though. I don't think it's just a northern thing.
So you'll eat cheese on apple pie, but you won't eat mac and cheese.
Correct. Wes says it's just mac and cheese. He would try it. He's listening in Springdale this morning here on the.
But now if you said, "Hey, we're going to have mac and cheese and apple pie as part of the menu tonight," I'm all in. I love both of them together. Not so much.
I don't even want them on the same plate. I don't want any of that apple pie filling to spill over into my macaroni and cheese and then paint the cheese.
I was at a place the other night that it was Charlie's Chicken. I was in Oklahoma and stopped in at Charlie's. And you go through and they had, you go through the line, you get 2 sides, 3 chunks, 2 sides. Well, it was mac and cheese, and then the nothing else looked good in there. So I got the apple cobbler. And so I had it on the same plate. Yeah. But they weren't touching. They weren't touching.
That's me.
I like goulash. I don't care if my different Thanksgiving items touch. Yeah. I just thought this
was
about
there.
Are they doing this, you think, at Kraft? And I don't know where they're headquartered at, but because it's Thanksgiving here in a few weeks, is that the rationale and reasons? Like, hey, we're trying to promote.
Do you have to have a rationale?
Or is this just a bad marketing ploy where maybe people are talking about it so much that people will think about Kraft, just the normal stuff during the holidays?
Someone on social media suggested this and thought it would be a good idea.
When the Patriots are doing well, you can afford to do stupid stuff like that.
You think that's what's driving it?
6 straight wins.
Yeah. Hey, download the Hit That Line Now app delivered by Taco Bell, where you can satisfy your daytime cravings with the Cantina Chicken menu lineup today. The Hit That Line Now app, all your favorite shows, live on demand, and podcast as well. You can watch, listen, do whatever you like. The Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell.
Hunter Henry, front and center of the Patriots, which is cool to see. And we've been talking about several, whether it's NBA or NFL players, as Razorbacks are trying to find something positive to talk about with the football team. I do have a football thing I want to get into coming up here in our opening drive, but kind of back to the initial. Do you buy stuff that is limited time or that's a new flavor or fat, or you just stick to the old basics?
You just try new things. I mean, I don't, just because it's an LTO, a limited time offer, doesn't mean I got to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it sound good? Do I see value in it?
Does it incentivize you?
They've got some new, I love the taco flavored Doritos, but there's a new, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's in more of a purple bag, and it's one of them limited time. It's one of them. They've taken 2 flavors, mashed it together, and they're not bad.
They're not bad.
We've bought a couple bags of those.
Just depends on what it is, because they try and get you, like Oreo's bad at this. They say, hey, these are our Halloween Oreos, and it's just the white filling colored orange.
So
nothing really different. You're paying more.
Before we move on to
do they price them higher?
Probably. I don't know. I'm not in with Oreo, Nabisco.
Before we move on to what Petrino had to say about Taylor Green yesterday, I don't like mac and cheese. People lash out and bash me for that. Is there any food,
un-American? Is
there any food item that you consider American that is widely popular, widely liked, that you are not a fan of? And I'm not talking about like you and I agree on cheese pizza. Like if you order cheese pizza, you're lame.
They give you a free topping. You're wasting money.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But
no,
I'm talking about that you genuinely don't like that all of your friends, all of the American public seem to enjoy it, except for Tommy Kraft or Colton Little or anyone else here in our Lewis Automotive Group hotline.
Most people turn their nose up at me when I say that I don't like corn. I'll eat corn on the cob. I won't eat the corn that comes out of the can. It's just not
kettle corn.
I don't think it's very. I'm not a kettle corn fan. I like popcorn, but I don't just like
how
straight
can you
up
not like
corn.
kettle corn?
It's just not my flavor. It's not
got
my
that
taste.
Sweet after finish there, aftertaste.
That's why it's
I like
the aftertaste.
Cream corn.
I don't like that.
Okay. Do you have? You don't.
I can't think of a single thing, but I was raised eating out of the, when you went to my grandparents' house, you ate out of the garden. There was corn on the cob, maybe off the cob.
Got no problem
it was
with farm food, with fresh food.
It was
like
greens.
That.
We ate mustard, collard greens, mustard greens, all kinds of greens.
Eric you bring up mustard greens, but he just doesn't like mustard.
Mustard?
I don't go for mustard, but I'll eat it.
No, it's
I don't necessarily
go.
I can't have a hot dog without mustard. No, I mean, no.
Good hot pretzel with mustard? Oh, man.
Let's see. Hog dog, back to the apple pie thing. Good morning. Folks have been putting cheddar cheese on their apple pie traditionally in historical roots dating back to both England and all over parts of the United States. So
I don't think that's a Southern thing at all, though.
Okay. Michael doesn't like sweet potatoes. Do you like sweet potatoes?
I love sweet potatoes.
I do, too.
I prefer sweet potatoes.
I feel like I'm eating healthier if I have sweet potatoes. Okay.
Till you put butter, sugar.
Well, cinnamon's healthy,
yeah.
but sugar and some of the other stuff is not so much. So apologize for making you hungry at 9:07 this morning, but I was
Eric and Branson texting in on the Lewis Automotive Group. He doesn't like mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
So are you out on
so
potatoes,
good.
Eric, or just mashed potatoes?
I love mashed potatoes.
You don't like French fries? I mean, I don't know. Is it a potato thing or is it a mashed potato thing?
Is it a texture thing?
Yeah.
My dad doesn't like mushrooms, but I think there's like a 50-50 split. Steve doesn't like boiled okra. Thank you, Steve.
I'm not a okra. I mean, I love fried okra and I love okra and gumbo, but just to eat boiled okra?
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Pickled okra? You ever go to the, pickled eggs and the pickled okra and stuff? I'm out on that stuff.
Eric says just mashed potatoes that he dislikes. I guess it's the texture.
You're probably better for it, Eric.
No,
But you take mashed potatoes and you put them on a plate and you put a nice steak on top of mashed potatoes. That's about all I need. I'm a happy man.
That's a good combination. All right, you want to talk football now? Since we talked food for the first
Do we have to?
8 minutes, I just
Let's
wanted
go full Ruskin and Zach today. We just won't talk sports. So
Well, I've got 80% sports topics and 20% off the wall topics like the Kraft apple pie mac and cheese that may be on your Thanksgiving table this holiday season. We'll see.
My house.
Bobby Petrino did not meet with the media on Monday. He's not
bye week.
Yeah, did not have his coaches show last night.
Bye week.
But he did have the SEC teleconference, which he talked about. And I think everyone following the game, I think the most important concern for, at least for me and every other Razorback fan, it seems like, is the health of Taylor Green. And he touched on that yesterday.
Taylor Green is hurt. Taylor Green is hurt. He's laying prone on the turf down around the 2-yard line. He was rolling right. We'll have to watch the replay. Did they get was it a horse collar? Was it a face mask?
Taylor practiced last night, did a good job. He's feeling good. He still has to do a good job this week of being in the training room and getting treatment and getting back to 100%, but I'm very encouraged that he will. much more than I was after the game.
Oh my gosh.
This is the opening drive.
All right, I'm going to present an idea.
Okay.
And it could get thrown back really quickly. There's probably going to be some pushback on it, but I thought about it as I listened to Bobby Petrino talk about this. You've got to buy. Obviously, most people are thinking, well, you can get Taylor healthy for next week. Do you try KJ Jackson next week? And here's my rationale, at least a thought of why you should consider it. So Bobby Petrino is trying to get this job, right? He would like to be able to show people what the future looks like at Arkansas. And from last year to this year, the offense has grown exponentially. There's no denying that. I mean, you look at the statistics, what they've done in SEC play, they have been so much better offensively in year 2 under Petrino than year 1. Taylor's not going to be here next year. He doesn't have a way to weasel in to get another year because he didn't play JUCO like Diego Pavia or someone else for that matter. It's benefited you like Nick Pringle, who's I think is on his 6th year of collegiate basketball when you include the JUCO. So, again, competition-wise, but do you try that to see what the future looks like? Taylor is not a worse quarterback than KJ Jackson. KJ is not better than Taylor Green. Anyone that argues that is a moron. But you're not going to win the rest of the way. True or false? You're not going to win a game the rest of the way. LSU, Texas, Missouri at home.
I'll go false.
You do think they're going to win?
Yes.
Okay. Missouri, which game?
I don't know. I think they're going to win a game.
They're going to pick off a game. If you're Bobby Petrino, do you even consider trying to look towards the future and showing boosters, his fan base, that, hey, this is what it could look like with KJ at the helm starting next year in 26?
I'll take bad ideas for 400, Alex. No. The answer is no. And you got to have a feel, and this is what we don't have a feel for. How would the rest of the team respond?
It's an optics thing.
Who chooses the starting quarterback ultimately? The other guys on the team. Who do they play hard for? I think you are signaling that you have let go of the rope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think it is a total. Now, if Talon wasn't healthy, he couldn't play. That's a whole different conversation.
Okay.
But to choose anyone over Talon Green, to me, would be coaching malpractice at this point.
Mm-hmm.
If he's a healthy enough to play Talon Green.
Okay.
If you want to give KJ a series every game, the next 3 games, every now and then, you want to give him, half of a quarter, I think that's fine, because at this point, you're right. Talon Green, his future in Arkansas, it's obviously done. It's limited. He's shown that he's not capable of taking care of the football at a high level for all the NFL scouts to be drooling over at him. So I get where you're coming from, because, Ty, you're right. I mean, they said that he's the future. KJ Jackson appears to be very comfortable here. So I think that getting him experience is very valuable, but it is like, how do you perceive that? The rest of the team kind of views on you as quitting your quarterback, and to everybody else, it kind of looks like, here's the towel, let me just toss it in.
Yeah, because, we see players opt out of bowls. We see players that are, their season's over. I wonder if this is going to happen with some of the better talent later this month with, say an LSU or a Florida, someone that's going to be draft worthy. Do they get, air quotes, injured and they become unavailable, or, some of these teams that don't have much left to play for, that, and they have no eligibility left, or they have something working in the portal. Hey, we saw it here a little bit at Arkansas in hindsight with some of them kids that went to Ole Miss. Injuries that didn't make sense. So, I think Taylor needs to put as much on tape, as much on film as he can, and I think he's your best chance to win a football game.
Dan and Alma texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Feels like Bobby has no shot left at this job. Am I wrong? I wouldn't go there, Dan. I think
a millionaire.
I don't think you can say you're right or wrong. I just disagree with you, Dan. Okay. Dan, I don't think. I can give you my opinion, but that doesn't make you wrong. I'm just not on board with your opinion. I think Bobby's still very much in the mix for this job.
Do you think Bobby Petrino, like anytime he gets asked about the job, he deflects, and as he should, like he's focused on the next game and the next play and the next series, whatever else, typical coach speed. Do you think in his own mind he feels like he has to win at least one game to be the head coach here now?
Is it going to hurt? Is a win going to eliminate him? Of course not. This is a team that's still been very close. I mean, let's not confuse this team with one that's just been horrific to watch. Outside of the Notre Dame game, they have been competitive in every matchup. They don't have, I don't know if it's I wouldn't say will to win, but the instinct to finish a game and win. It reared its ugly head again last week. And what you can't have is the other team with the ball, and either the other team can't have the ball last and a chance to win. That's what you can't have with this team. You better have the ball and the other team out of timeouts. That's because if your defense has to go back on the field, there's not a lot of hope in my camp. But this isn't a team that's just getting their brains beat in, even by teams that are going to be in the playoff.
Okay, let me present, because you're accurate on that.
Thank you.
But you could say the same about Sam Pittman's teams the last 5.5 years.
Listen,
correct?
I don't know. Sam Pittman's teams did have some wins.
They had some clinkers at home.
But I don't know if Sam Pittman had stayed beyond that. Would we have seen any difference? I don't know that there had been any difference in the record. I think this team has played harder in moments, but I just don't want people to say, well, this team's awful. They're horrible. I don't think there are any horrible teams in the league this year. There's some teams with some bad records, but
Kentucky just went to Auburn and won that game. Mississippi State came to Fayetteville and beat you.
Yeah, so I don't, would the record be any different would they have won some games if Sam Pittman would have been head coach? I think they'd have been in these games all along. So
Gavin says being competitive is a great to see, but unless it comes with some wins, it's all for naught.
Well,
that's how he feels.
Again, I view it different, but if you run a business, you own a business, you balance your own checkbook at home. Is there a difference in being $1 overdrawn or $100 overdrawn or $10,000 overdrawn? If we run a business here together and our P&L at the end of the year, our net operating income is negative $5,000, that's a whole different conversation than $500,000. So I'm sorry, losing has degrees. There is consequences that happen when the margin of defeat is even wider, because that shows you've got nothing in your plan is working. There are things that are working here. So maybe I look at it from that perspective too much. And I understand winning is the bottom line, but, if break even is winning in business or making a profit is winning, there are varying degrees of defeat as well.
What I would say to that is that Sam Pittman's team traditionally on the road competed and played better than they did at home. Now, you had home wins against Ole Miss, Texas, Tennessee. There are some, and that 21 season was awesome. Petrino's teams have showed you, at least through the games that he's been coaching since he took over at the end of September, that they've competed at both home and road. Now, I know the Auburn game didn't go the way any one of us wanted it to, but that's, if you're looking for that. But Tommy, at the end of the day, I get where you're coming from, but this is a bottom line business, right? You're talking about comparatively to something else that I don't think you necessarily can equate it to, whether it's here at ESPN Arkansas or anyone else. The only thing you're judged on in this business is not how good your kids are. It's not how nice you are as a person, even though people like that, and people like that about Sam, but it's judgment on the wins, right? And even if they're losing close, because they lost close games on the road under Pittman. Now they're just losing games closer at home under Petrino. I don't know how you could justifiably sink money into a guy that's only showing you a slight difference that they're losing closer at home.
First of all, we don't have all the information. We don't know who is truly interested in this job besides Bobby Petrino, right? Is that fact? Do you have a line on that? Because I don't. Anyone that tells you they do.
Are they lying?
Outside the administration, they don't know. I mean, you don't know. So until you can't eliminate Bobby Petrino until you find a candidate that's equal or better. And that's not the lowest. I mean, that's not a low bar. I think that's a medium bar to clear. You agree with that?
You can't.
You could easily hire worse than Bobby Petrino as your head coach. Now, there's better candidates too.
I would agree.
The question is anyone better than? Because I'm not sitting here telling you Bobby Petrino is the end all be all. I'm just saying you can easily do worse, and until you can present me a candidate that's clearly better, I'm not taking him off my list. And to me, that's a very pragmatic, realistic approach to this. And I sure hope Hunter Yurchek's somewhere in that universe in his thinking.
So even now, I know you're under the assumption that they're going to win one of these next 3 games, and I hope you're right. I hope they win more than that. But if they don't,
they may not.
If they don't, is he still, in your opinion?
What if they lose these last 3 games by a combined 9 points?
I could see it. Unfortunately, I don't know how you galvanize. And again, I'm not in that room with the money, which is the most important thing. I don't know how you convince money or people that have money that the ROI is going to be there moving forward from a guy that finished the season over.
Because this isn't his program. He has no defensive coaching staff. He wasn't in charge of all the recruiting, the NIL, all of these. To judge him on everything that's happened, that this is his program, is it's ludicrous to me at this point. I mean, to say if he doesn't win X number of games, he can't be a candidate. To me, it's ludicrous.
It's not. It's one. It's one. Well, like that's all you're asking for.
Hey, that's your opening drive, brought to you by the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue. You can tie that on right now. It's got that famous rolling action that's tricked big fish for more than 100 years. Find it at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. That's the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue. No line out for the Arkansas-Michigan State game on BetSaracen.com. Money line's out, though. Arkansas is plus 105. Michigan State minus 125. We'll have a line on Bet Saracen coming up in a day or two. Be sure and get the Bet Saracen app now.
All right, Hog Update coming up. Hear more from Bobby Petrino when we come back on the Morning Rush.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Hey, this is Montague Brown, the former Razorback, and you listen to the Morning Rush.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest, because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Warm apple pie. Yeah? Yeah. Apple pie, huh?
Uh-huh. This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal Tide of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal Tide has the products and support you need. Visit SealTideOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
We're keeping Arkansas beautiful. Want to lend a hand? Don't be afraid to get them dirty. Every day, volunteers around the state are picking up litter, planting trees and wildflowers, recycling, and more. You know what these volunteers need most? Help. Volunteer today at KeepArkansasBeautiful.com. Learn more about all our programs. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Since 1992, the Inn at the Mill has welcomed guests to experience the most unique place to stay when visiting Northwest Arkansas. Centrally located at the Johnson exit off I-49, the Inn at the Mill has established a rich tradition of comfort, convenience, and value. Whether it's the big game, business travel, a trip to Crystal Bridges, or a weekend getaway that brings you to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious room with ample space to spread out. And when I'm there on business, I appreciate the fast, free internet to keep me connected to work and the laid-back European-style breakfast to start the day. Experience unique and different at the Inn at the Mill, just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Call 479-443-1800 to make your reservation. That's 479-443-1800 or visit inatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
The season of giving is here. This is Colton Little with ESPN Arkansas, and we're partnering with C2 Supply in Poto, Oklahoma, and we want you to join us for a special cause. Come by Poto Chamber of Commerce this Friday, November 7th from 11:30 to 1:30 for C2 Supply's drive-through fundraiser for the Poto Community Holiday Dinners. Lunch will be served starting at 11:30, and as you go through, cash donations will help provide Thanksgiving and Christmas meals for all local families in need. So drive through and grab lunch, then give from the heart. Together, let's make sure everyone has a place and a meal at the table this holiday season. ESPN Arkansas and C2 Supply, making a difference this holiday season with your heart of giving.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
107 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody move big doing. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Yeah, we send information in every week, and certainly did after that game. And they give you a report back. Some they agree with, some they don't agree with, some you don't understand. But we're also not really supposed to share it with the press on what exactly they say and which ones they agreed with and didn't agree with.
So I've listened to a lot of Arkansas fans, and
I'd love to have my eyes on that deal.
Razorback fans discussing this game and other games in the past, other college football fans as well. The word transparency, I think, has been used, sometimes overused when it comes to officiating. What I don't personally understand, and you've talked about, well, it's not that entertaining, whatever. Why not just do what the AFL or XFLs did and let it go inside? I think another ACC might be doing it with the officials during replay. Why not show people, hey, they messed this up. You occasionally get a statement from Greg Sankey, and he talked about it a little bit, the touchdown club this week.
I would love for him to do that.
What's the rationale for not?
Well, now hang on. Most of these things people are upset with from last week weren't calls that would have went to the replay booth. So this peek behind the curtain that we both, I share your opinion. Because I think what it would do is reveal how structured and professional and how the goal to get it right is really the only objective. And everybody believes there's some kind of conspiracy going on to keep Arkansas at 0 in the wins column, that's the goal of the SEC. And I think if we could actually have that peek behind the curtain and listen to those conversations like happened in other places, we'd all realize that there really isn't an agenda here. Now, some of the calls that we've discussed this week, some that I didn't agree with, some that many of you didn't agree with, there wouldn't have been a replay discussion on that because they didn't go to replay.
Okay, but the second part of my statement, why not show the report? Why not do it like you do with the injury report? Show it on Sunday. Show it on Monday. Hey, they messed this up. They messed this up. A little bit of vindication with that.
I don't have. Why do they not do that? I don't know. These are not. First of all, these are not full-time employees. They're not full. This isn't a professional league where you have an officiating staff like in the NBA or the NFL that are full-time employees.
They have a ref players or like a ref associate that.
Well, they're just 1099 independent contract. These are people that have real jobs that they sell insurance, they run companies, they own a company, and then they leave on Friday and they go officiate a football game and they come home on Sunday. These are not people that are getting wealthy from refereeing SEC football.
Mm-hmm.
You're not making by a lot of standards, you're not making a year's salary or earning a living officiating football at that level. Now, I'm not, they're getting paid more than $200 to go out there, but they're not making $10,000 to go referee these games.
Mm-hmm.
So I think as you climb the ladder and there's more expectation and there's plenty on them and there's plenty of accountability despite what people say, that, where is the limit? Where is the edge to that before you go off the cliff? Even the NBA and the NFL doesn't release these kind of reports you're talking about where they go call by call, flag by flag, play by play, and give you an incorrect or correct. And the issue is you'd focus on the 4 or 5%, 3 or 4% that are incorrect, and no one would ever focus on the 97% that are right. There's your answer.
All right. Well, that's your hog update this morning. It's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
William is in Lafayette, Louisiana this morning here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. William, go ahead.
Good morning.
Hey, buddy.
I think it's interesting y'all talk about cheese on apple pie. My granddad did that, and he was the only one in our whole family that really took it that way. That he learned that over in the war, and I hadn't seen anybody do that for years until I went up to Pennsylvania and I was working on some oil up there, and everybody took it like that up there. So Tommy, I think you are right. I think it's an Eastern, more of an Eastern thing. I've never seen it even offered anywhere in the South.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now we'll put ice cream on it. We'll put ice cream on apple pie all day.
Better. Yeah.
All day. You know what I mean? They don't even eat cobbler up there, though, so it's different. But, look, I want to get you guys talking about this. What is y'all's thoughts on Jeff Traylor? And if he wins that game against USF tonight, will those opinions change? And I guess as I'm looking at this coaching search under how the dynamic is today with NIL and rev sharing, I'm looking for a data point for someone that's having some success, right, where they don't have a large NIL budget. And I think he beat Tulane last week, and they have a significantly larger NIL budget. And if he gets USF tonight, they have way more than he's got. And I think that's something that needs to be considered. You know what I mean? It's different dynamics that need to be factored in when selecting a candidate.
And that would
get
be
y'all guys talking.
Thank you, William. And that would be against two perceived Arkansas candidates in John Summerall and Alex Golish, who are also going to be candidates elsewhere. That's a good question. I don't know if the stench of Chad Morris, whether right or wrong, I think is still on Jeff Traylor.
And what did Jeff Traylor think of Arkansas in his time here? What was his relationship like with Hunter Yurichek? So there's several factors both ways that go into that as well. Hey, if you're coming up for the game against Missouri or maybe a holiday trip or to see the lights, the Inn at the Mill in Johnson, off exit 69 in Northwest Arkansas, conveniently located right on I-49. There for you with a spacious, oversized room, great breakfast to start the day. I love the convenient location and the friendly staff. because it makes it easy to get to Bentonville or back to the University of Arkansas or anywhere in Northwest Arkansas in just a matter of a few minutes. 479-443-1800 is the number, 443-1800, or book online at inatthemill.com.
When we return, Morning Rush daily question. He brought up a coaching question. I've got a guy that I want to bring up that hadn't been mentioned as much next on the Morning Rush.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Tip no good, but Brazil's dog goes down.
This is the Morning Rush.
I still see the way.
Hawk fans, this is Robert. And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Then you have to get angry.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
It's always good to be home for the holidays. So if you are currently looking for a different rental, or you're new to the area and looking for your first rental in the River Valley, Marshall's Management has you covered. Apartments, duplexes, and single-family homes are all part of Marshall's rental inventory. And currently, Marshall's is offering holiday specials with big discounts on first month's rent and signing gifts to help you enjoy the holidays in your new home. Check out availability at marshallsrentals.com and get your unit picked out before they're all gone.
Hey, it's Zach from the Ruskin and Zach Show. We will be live at Blue Ember Smokehouse Monday, November 17th at 8000 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Order one of their whole turkeys, juicy turkey breasts, or flavorful pit carving hams, all slow smoked the Blue Ember way. And don't forget your favorite sides, mac and cheese, green beans, baked beans, potato salad, and more. Spend more time with the family and less time in the kitchen. Place your holiday order today by stopping in-store or calling your nearest Blue Ember Smokehouse. Blue Ember Smokehouse. Get smoked.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050, COP CDL Academy.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
When electrical needs pop up, don't get left in the dark. Call the local team that's trusted on and off the field. Harrison Electric. That's who homeowners and local businesses choose. Harrison Electric. Honest, dependable, and they leave no mess behind. From quick fixes to major upgrades, Harrison Electric is your go-to for all your electrical projects. Don't sit on the sideline with electrical problems. Get back in the game. with the pros you can count on. Harrison Electric. Honest, quick, trusted. 652-3077.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all: DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
So if Arkansas goes with a name or a coach other than Bobby Petrino, in your opinion, does that mean the program improved? Because while I said this to you guys, let me be a little more clear. I hope they don't hire Bobby Petrino, because I'm of the mindset that if you don't, you've hired a really good football coach. I'm of the mindset you should do no worse than Bobby Petrino. So if you hire someone other than Bobby Petrino, if you definitely improved the program, I think that's the risk that you've got to measure out here and try to figure out, because you can do worse than Bobby Petrino. And that's a long list of coaches. I'm not sure the list of coaches better than Bobby Petrino is longer. That makes sense?
Yeah. Yes. Took a sec, but yes.
I'm not saying he's Nick Saban. He's somewhere maybe just slightly above average in today's game, but you can do a whole lot worse. So if you've hired someone whose name is not Bobby Petrino, does that mean you've gotten better? Because I think we all, we get a lot of back and forth, and whether or not Petrino should be the next head coach, we got to understand that you can do worse.
I think the appearance is that you got better, but as we found out, was there a more perfect marriage for Auburn football than Hugh Freeze? Good offensive coach, SEC success, knows how to beat Alabama and Nick Saban. Failed miserably.
Apparently loved golf too much.
Yeah, apparently loved golf too much. He can't. So he had a standing, I was reading this morning, he had a standing tee time at Auburn, I think, University Club every Sunday at 1:30 or 12:30, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
That tee time got canceled. And so the, I don't know if it's an assistant pro or just someone that worked there, was like, yep, something's about to happen. Of course it did when Cohen fired him. But I think it's so difficult nowadays, especially with the additions of Texas and Oklahoma, to know if an Arkansas guy can have success. We saw what Missouri and A&M did to you. Now you've added two more powerhouses in the Sooners and the Longhorns. The appearance, though, is yes. Reality, I don't know.
I worry a lot more about going back to what Chad Morris gave us, which was getting your ears beat off every week and getting beat by teams like North Texas. And then you get into SEC play and it was 52-3. It was 57-6. It was, all these kind of lopsided score. It was miserable. It was the worst days of any of our fandom in our lifetime.
Okay.
That I worry a lot more about that than hey,
especially with,
sure hope we're going to get so tired of winning around here that with 10, 11 games every year. I can't stomach the thought of going back to where every week is like the Notre Dame game this year. And I know that you haven't won. I understand the bottom line is winning. But to me, and maybe I'm in the minority, I view 30. What was it? This like 30, 38, 35 or what? 35.
Mississippi, yeah,
38, 30. I view 38, 35 a whole lot different than 56-3. I just do. And if you don't, hey, that's fine. We differ in that opinion. And that doesn't mean I want to sit here and lose by a field goal for the rest of my life and be okay with it. But I can't stomach the idea of taking a risk on someone like you did Chad Morris, who you were left at the altar with, more or less. And then in the end, you got 2 years of misery. Because I do believe this hire is important. Not to go win 9 or 10 games. I've been saying this for a month. That the Super League, the one big conference, the big shakeup's coming. You got to make the cut. When the music stops, you got to have a seat at the table. I'm not convinced just being a member of the SEC is enough.
It's the most important hire you'll ever make.
I agree. I've come around on that line of
you
thinking.
changed his mind, Cole. Look at
well,
you.
for different reasons. But I don't think you believe that for the same reason I do.
I do because I know that it has to be somebody other than Bobby Petrino. If you sit there and after all has been said and done, after all these games are over, and you go out there and you get so close, you're so close to beating LSU, and we almost got Missouri again, and hey, guys, we almost beat Texas. Don't we love to beat Texas? When you're that close at the end, very, very end, and there's still somebody up there with billions of dollars that say, hey, but, I mean, it's not Sam's play. It's Sam's players, and it's Petrino. And remember 2011? You remember 2010? That's going to screw you. Nostalgia and keeping him there because you don't want to swing. You don't want to try and find somebody else. You're so scared of Chad Morris coming again that you won't go out there and find somebody else. Signetti has ruined the curve for every new coach out there with expectations, but you have got to at least try. And if you don't try, you'll stay in the same place.
But you can try. It still takes someone else to say yes. Ty's been trying.
There are people out there that will say yes
for 10 years. No one said yes.
He's not trying hard enough, and that's on him.
Yeah, I haven't gotten down on it.
His NIL program isn't.
He's not well funded.
Hey, it's better than it was.
There's not a good endowment. You would say.
It's better than it was 7 years ago.
I hope they don't hire Bobby Petrino, because in my logical mind, that means you found a really good coach.
HR called you a Petrino simp earlier, so I'm glad you're.
I mean,
justified.
I hope they don't hire Petrino, but what I don't want is to hire Chad Morris 2.0, because Petrino's better than that.
Okay.
That's my point. Do no worse. Petrino should be the worst you do. Okay. And if you can't do better than Petrino, you stay with Petrino. That's all I'm saying.
And you're basing that this is so once he gets to the pinnacle of where he'll be, Bobby Petrino, the best he's ever done. What happened last time when he got to the best that he ever did? I don't care if you say we can't worry about what happened last time. Yes, you can. That's one of the direct linchpins that led us to this point. Once you get to that success again, the best he'll ever be, how did he handle it? How did it end up?
Well, I mean, we all know the
poorly,
answer to that.
And that's how it's going to end again, because that's how it ends everywhere he's ever been.
But if I told you could have 2 10-win seasons, but it's going to end badly, would you sign up for that?
No, because I don't want 2 10-win seasons.
Hell yes, you would.
I don't want 2 10-win seasons and then another 15 years of just wandering in the wilderness.
Hold on. Let's think about this. We have wandered through the wilderness, quote unquote wilderness. You had an 8 and 9 win season, 15 and 21. But since 2012, you have not won double-digit games. Would you, as an Arkansas fan, jump at the opportunity? One, they're not going to go back-to-back double-digit win seasons with Texas and Oklahoma in the league and having to play non-conference.
But you can't say it's going to end badly like it did last time, and then just dismiss the success.
What I will say is he has shown everywhere he's been that it ends in disaster.
But if you got 4 good years,
hold on.
4 years is an eternity now in college football.
I agree, but some coaches move on successfully, right? They get elevated or they get a better job or they move on to the NFL. That hasn't happened with him. It ends abruptly, it ends painfully, and things are in a position. But I will say this. I would take the high I don't know, say double digit, but I would take the high wins if it led us back to this point. I absolutely would. I just don't know if he's capable of doing that anymore.
Well,
a long-winded question.
What I don't want is to go back to the darkest days of our lives.
Right before, as you stated, the new television deal 2030.
And I believe that I am not of the belief that just because you have a seat at the table in the current SEC, you get one in this new Super
Okay,
League.
hold on. You took credit for something. You and Chuck made me acted like I was an idiot when I said this thing a couple years ago, and I said the SEC could eliminate Arkansas from the conference, and you guys looked like I had a third eye growing out of my head
because you
when
were
I
talking
said
about
that.
across the board. That's not happening. The SEC will continue on in basketball, baseball, track, golf. I'm talking about college football and the top 36, 40, 48. Those the upper crust teams. Those teams breaking away, and they're not part of NCAA football anymore. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And I don't think, the SEC will continue on. The revenue structure will look much different. But the schools that make the list of 36, 40, 48, whatever it ends up being, their check is going to be much larger. That's why there's not going to be 64 teams in it.
Okay.
Because they want more money.
That's your Car Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Events going on here in the next few weeks and few months. You can have your Christmas party, a corporate event, birthday party, and so much more. Just go to carpasssocial.com. Click on the events tab. Nate and Christian can help you out with any questions you may have. Gift cards, perfect stocking stuffer, perfect fourth quarter item that you can give to someone. You can find their league play schedule online. Always BYOB at Carpass Social. You don't have to wear golf attire either. 122 Grant Place in Lowell, 479-487-3622, or go to cartpathsocial.com. #1 indoor golf facility in all of Arkansas.
But what's so wrong with my take on you should do no worse than Bobby Petrino? If that's the best you can get, that's better than other options.
That's good, but you have to try. You have to actually go out there and
when
do it.
did I say stop the search and give him to him today? I never said that.
It sounds like you're good with settling. It sounds complacent.
No, I'm good with don't do any worse.
But you're
I'm
saying,
looking every day for a new co-host.
So what's not
but I'm
better
not going to
than-
do any worse than Ty Richardson. I haven't found anyone better yet.
I was going to allude to the fatal mistake that you made prior to 2020, and COVID happened as soon as I took over. So.
I have not once said stop the search, giving the job, take off the interim tag now. But if you're of the mindset that just flush him and we'll hope for the best, that to me doesn't seem like much of a plan either.
And it's kind of like I've just been on an interim term for 7.5 years because interim is basically at will. I mean, you can get fired at any mode. There's not a contract. That makes sense.
And we never considered that either. Bobby could quit. He could go do something else. And where else is he a legitimate candidate? Maybe not at any other Power 4 school, but I promise you there's some Group of 5 schools that would take him tomorrow. And feel like they've made a great hire.
Because what was it, Charlotte following last season that he interviewed for, reportedly? So that was at least another Group of 5 type school. And it can, I think, let's think about it. We had a caller, would William bring up Alex Golish and USF, Jeff Traylor and UTSA, and John Summerall and Tulane. Those are kind of just 3 popular names Arkansas fans like to toss out. Do you expect any of those guys to be at their current school next year? I would say at least 2 of them are gone, if not all 3.
Yeah.
And do they view Arkansas as the right move for their career? Or do they view Arkansas as a place, man, if I go there and it doesn't go well and I get fired in 4 years, I'm back to being an OC somewhere or a DC somewhere? Now, I don't think people, you just listen to other coaches talk and you listen to people that are more plugged in than us talk. Arkansas's job is not viewed as the end-all, be-all for the next career step for a young guy in his 30s. It's a potential career killer. So, hey, I was at Joe's Grill and Cantina the other day. They had a delicious lunch menu and great specials there. But don't forget, I know it's a bye week this week, so no hog game. But during the Razorback football games, half-price apps and cheap tap. So these last 3 games, don't miss a one. Texas game, LSU game, Missouri game, they'll be there with half-price apps, cheap taps, during every hog game. Wear your hog gear and call the hogs with your fellow fans at Joe's Grill and Cantina. It's Throwback Thursday today, Fajita Friday tomorrow. Don't miss a great lunch or dinner at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Hart.
Hour 2 coming up. Tom Murphy, Greg and Bella Vista. Hang on. We'll get to you next.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Vuya Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Vuya Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Hawk fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Man family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Hardee's, every Tuesday is now Tender Bender Tuesday. Right now, download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards. Buy 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, get 3 free. It's Tender Bender BOGO. Every Tuesday now through June 2026. This Tuesday, get 3 tenders, free. Next Tuesday, get them free. The Tuesday after that, you guessed it, free. Buy 3 tenders, get 3 free. Another great benefit for My Rewards members. Only at Hardee's. Registration and app required. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants. See app for terms.
Get ready, Fort Smith. Hometown Market Days is coming to the Fort Smith Convention Center November 7th and 8th. Come shop and find all your Christmas must-haves, from trendy boutique to handmade gifts, vintage treasures, sweet treats, and more. Doors open each day at 10 a.m. and the first 25 shoppers score amazing swag bags. Bring all your friends and family and your honey. It's shopping time and holiday vibes at Hometown Market Days. The U, November 7th and 8th.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine, a high this afternoon in the low to mid 70s tonight, an increase in the clouds, and overnight low will drop down into the upper 50s. On Friday, sunny skies, a high near 75. Saturday, sunshine, a high low 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be a smart aleck like that.
Hey, who told you to be that way? Who taught you to go astray? And when did logic just drift away? That you could be so wrong. Nothing really lasts for long except your stupid face. So I wrote this song today. I got a question that's been eating at me for weeks. How can you say you don't like mac and cheese? Like mac and cheese. So you got issues, man, it's only mac and cheese. Come on! It's just mac and cheese. Ty Richardson hates mac and cheese.
Live from the Bush Light Studios. With Ty Richardson.
My hair grows other places.
And Tommy Kraft.
A lot of alligators in there.
And produced by Colton Little.
This is 100% Colton.
This is The Morning Rush.
New Kraft Mac and Cheese apple pie flavor, which I am just going to eat. One pie.
All right, hour 2 of the Morning Rush. Tom Murphy is going to join us momentarily. Now, American Pie was a little after your generation, but I'm going to guess based
American
on
Pie?
Yeah.
The movie?
Yeah.
No. I remember watching it in a theater in St. Louis with my ex-wife. So, no, it's late 90s. I was in my early 20s.
Okay. I didn't know if you considered that beneath you. That
no. That was one of the funniest series where actually the sequels got better.
No, they weren't bad.
Yeah.
Like warm apple pie. Yeah? Yeah. Apple pie, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. Golly, that is now the spinoffs, the different National Lampoons, American Pie this, American Pie that were terrible. But the Jim and the Crew, those 3 movies that you're talking about were good.
Yeah.
Were really good.
Yeah.
I wasn't so much a fan of the reunion one. Guys are older now. It's just those movies are never good. But the trilogy, not bad. Not bad at all.
You know where I went after work last night? Actually, I had a meeting and ended the day there with a good friend / advertising partner of ours. Went to Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue. We love going there because it's quiet. You can have adult conversations. There's TVs on their big huge screen there that you can. They had one of the SEC stories that was on last night that had LSU and Kentucky and kind of some
Bluegrass Miracle.
Yeah, it's the Bluegrass Miracle. When they didn't have the sound on, but you're kind of watching it. We're just chit chatting and having a brown water. It's just a great place and a comfortable place at the end of the day. I like it because you can go there, you can get a seat out on the patio, and it's comfortable out there. You want to get a table and have some appetizers, part of their happy hour menu. I like going in and just sitting at the bar and get great service no matter where you go, and a great selection of whether it's bourbons or craft beers. They got, I don't know, probably 3 dozen taps back there with different stuff, wines. No one's got a better selection of wines. So if you're looking for a place to wind down the day and start the evening, let me recommend Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Go to uncorkedthefort.com. You can make reservations for this weekend. You can look at their fall menu and get ready for the holidays at Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith.
Before we talk with Tom, let's talk with Greg. He's called in from Bella Vista this morning here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Greg, go ahead.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good, man.
All right. You always make my drive time more fun. So here's the dilemma. with the Razorback fans, University of Arkansas, we're in a situation where we're not playing up to our expectations. The last time that happened was Bobby's last 2 years. Now, if you ask me, all your great teams in football, Packers in the 60s had Bart Starr. The Steelers in the 70s had Bradshaw. The 80s and the 49ers had Montana. The 90s had Aikman. The 2000s had Tom Brady. Now you've got Patrick Mahomes. All of your great teams have had great quarterbacks. Florida, when they won the national championship, they had a Heisman Trophy first sophomore, I think, in Tebow. Texas A&M had a Heisman Trophy, first freshman to ever be Heisman Trophy. They had a great team. If you have a great quarterback and a good coach and discipline, you can win ball games. Now, Bobby, I'm not advocating for or against Bobby Petrino, but some food for thought. How many of you in the room you're sitting in that studio hasn't ever wished for a second chance for something to prove yourself?
Many times.
We all have.
Yeah.
And I don't think this year we should put on him as his chance on whether or not he's going to get the job. You give him a 1-year, 2-year contract, you're going to pay him less than you would somebody. He would give his left arm to prove everybody in Arkansas that he can do the job. So I'm just saying, what better quarterback coach are you going to find out there than Petrino? Yeah, he's older. He's not the young wave. He may have be hard to work with personalities, but I think personally, like Tommy said, until you can get somebody you think is better than him, why not give him a year, maybe 2 on a contract, no big buyout, and just let him see what he can do in the next 24 months? Because I don't think this year with what he had, we just don't have the discipline this year. I'm watching a ball game and we're playing and we're down 2 touchdowns or we're up 2 touchdowns, and just like the announcer said, they work after practice on their choreographed touchdown dance and they do blocking and tackling. I just hate that. I hate somebody getting a 20-yard pass, 30-yard pass, and getting up and doing the first down sign when you're behind in a game. There should be no celebrating when you're behind and getting your tail kicked. You know, you watch, remember the Titans and Denzel. If you fumble this ball, I'm going to kick you in your hind parts and you're going to run a mile. You drop a pass, you're going to run a mile. Jim Caviezel, when the game stands tall, his running back in the championship game, somersaults into the end zone. Great run. You do that again and you're sitting on the bench. All of the great coaches have discipline. Saban had discipline. And it's being respected, but it's also being feared. And Bobby had that his first tenure here. He just messed up professionally outside the ball field. So I'm going to hang up. I want to hear your all's take on that.
Thanks, Greg. You went into a lot of things there. I'll try and do my best to bullet them. I mean, you're right. Petrino in a lot of different places, whether it's Brom at Louisville, of course, Tyler and Ryan here. Talon offensively is so much better this year than he was last year. Lamar, he's had good quarterbacks to great quarterbacks everywhere he's been. You're right on that. I think from a recruiting standpoint, when you put a coach on a 1 to 2 year deal, I think parents and players have questions about, but maybe Tommy, maybe they don't even matter anymore with the portal. Like, do you ever think about that? Like, these coaches want obviously 4 or 5. They want the extensions and whatnot. They want the guaranteed money if they get let go. But does that even matter anymore? Recruiting, like, how many 4 or 5 year players are even on this roster right now that started here and ended here? Cam Ball's one I think out, and you had Hudson, you had Eric Gregory last year, but it's just not. It doesn't happen anymore. So maybe that contract length isn't even needed.
How many all-league players fit that description really at any school? How many 4th or 5th year players that are all-league players are on anyone's roster? So I would suggest that if you have a player that's in his 4th or 5th year at your school, odds are he's probably not the kind of player you were hoping he was when you recruited him. That would be what I would say to that. So
I don't know. All right, let's talk to our buddy Tom.
What do you mean you don't know? I mean, it's kind of like having a fifth-year guy in basketball. If you got a guy in his fifth year or fourth year on your basketball roster, is he probably an all-league player? He's been here 4 years.
He should have been drafted.
He
or
should
gone
have been
into the league
drafted.
by then.
Exactly.
So he's been a late
And my point
developer.
is, if you're a fourth-year player and you're really good at your school, probably you're leaving Arkansas for a bigger payday at other schools. That would be my point. So.
All right, Tom Murphy joins us, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Tom, as always, we appreciate having you on, buddy. I think that is the question that a lot of people have. You think about the quarterback situation at certain schools, SEC, they're having success, just kind of going up and down the list, like Alabama with Ty Simpson, Vanderbilt with Diego Pavia, Oklahoma. Why am I blanking on what's his face, the kid from Washington State? Either way, you're seeing these guys and the schools overall having it. Like, how important is it for whether it's KJ or everyone else for that coach to potentially bring a QB with him for this next job?
Yeah, morning, Todd. John Mateers, who you're thinking of.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of food for thought in everything I just heard, the previous caller and what you guys were all just talking about. But obviously having a great quarterback is a big, big deal. And two guys that I'm thinking that are maybe exceptions to what Tommy just mentioned, Trevor Brazile in basketball. I mean, still potentially has an NBA future, but you could just see his maturity and growth. And he can ball on football. He's a fifth-year guy, and maybe he's not all league right now, but certainly a pillar for your program that, you felt his presence last week. So anyway, I don't think Bobby Petrino's candidacy is done yet either. In fact, I talked to someone last night who, I think at this point, you might swing and miss at some bigger names or some, splashier type deals. But I think he's a good one, a really good one to have in your back pocket, that if nothing works out either financially or with, terms, or that person with their fit, I think he's a great guy to have in your back pocket. And I don't know if 2 years would be long. I think you'd have to guarantee maybe 3 and see where it goes from there. But I think it's one of the potentials before this thing is all said and done that you'd have to examine.
You asked Bobby Petrino yesterday about health of certain guys, and I know the most notable being Taylor Green, mentioned the practicing and everything else, and thinking about next week, got a bye week to get him healthy. Tom, is there a chance we could see KJ Jackson in these next 3 games, in your opinion?
Well, first of all, given as beaten up as Taylor has been, yeah, there's a chance. If he gets dinged up in a game. And, it would be very interesting and intriguing to see, and at some point maybe you even consider that, what he would look like for half of a series, or for half of a game, or something against, like at a time that matters in a game and not mop-up time, which he's played. He completed the one pass to C.J. Brown against A&M on that one play, but on that player, you're looking for a touchdown distance, or a guy who could shed one tackle and get in. I don't know what his read was, but anyway, yeah, I think it would be valuable to know what he would look like under fire in a big time conference game. And I'm not advocating that Taylor needs to be replaced, but I think it could happen.
Tom, is there anything that can be done about the tackling the rest of the way? It's been better in the last few weeks, but still very inconsistent. No one had any reason to believe they were going to get a stop on that final Mississippi State drive where they had to go score. And you look at the missed tackles as they turn the corner. It is what it is, or is there any hope that the last 3 games with a bye week here that we could see some improvement?
Great question. And if their buy-in is what they continue to say and their togetherness is, perhaps there's a chance it could improve. Certainly if they make a couple of tackles on that drive, it's a harder course for Mississippi State to go finish. Certainly if they, if the back shoulder throw, and it wasn't to Quentin Thompson, it was the other guy, that isn't completed, then Arkansas wins the game. And there's 2 fourth down plays on that drive. So as frustrating as that's been, if they can marginally improve, maybe there's a chance. I mean, I don't know what LSU's state of mind what happens to them against Alabama this weekend, what their state of mind will be next week. And then Texas just clearly has not been – I mean, it looks like they might be rounding into form offensively, but they're clearly not the offense that people projected them to be early in the season. Then Missouri, on their, next quarterback, Zollers, and we'll see what he looks like in the next few weeks. But Missouri's always just kind of seemingly been in a better position for that Thanksgiving weekend game than Arkansas has been.
I know this. I know Texas is 2 games off, but if you punt to that Niblick guy, you get what you deserve. So I'd be angle punting out of bounds every time.
Stay away.
Yeah, stay away from him. So I just, I still see an offense that, it has flashes of what, and I know it's against Mississippi State. They don't have the best defense in the world, but there's flashes of really elite offense at times. But the defense just, you never really see a moment you think, the pieces to the puzzle are really here to put together something that's at least approaching average.
Right. And whoever the next coach is going to be, and of course, Bob Petrino's seeing that up close, but they've got to rebuild defensively. I mean, it's got to be every level playmaker type guys because this unit just doesn't have enough of that. I mean, there's guys who flash, there's guys who are solid, but not just real strength. And we thought linebacker was going to be a great strength, but we've seen teams take advantage of them covering in the flats and things like that, and then using their speed. I mean, Mississippi State scored a touchdown. Stephen Dix was there, but the running back just had to move, and he scored a touchdown. So Bobby Petrino knows that intimately, how much improvement they have to make defensively. But yeah, if not for the turnovers and a couple of penalties in the last game, that offense is very close to, it's among the best in the country, no question. They consistently have gotten great offensive line grades. So you've got to make an improvement. I mean, obviously, you have to, restock at some other positions on offense too, but defensively, there's a lot of work to be done.
What about the mental game? If it's as mentally taxing on the fans as we feel to have these 14-point leads only evaporate into a loss time and time again, how is this team mentally bouncing back? How is this team coping as you talk to players in press conferences? You're around them following practices. How do you deal with the mental side of the way they've been losing?
That is a great question. So far, it looks like they've really held on to the rope. I mean, and I would almost say against all odds, but they've done it. And every time we talk to the players, they're like, we're close-knit, we're together. And it's been a 7-game losing streak now. Can they keep that up after this open date? One thing Bobby Petrino and the staff have been really good about is talking to them about their own personal brand and their worth and their value, no matter if you want to go to the NFL, no matter if you want to transfer, no matter if you want to state your case for being a starter here next year. What you do on the field the rest of this season is going to have a bearing on that. So they've done really well with that. I think that they could view this LSU game as a chance to get a team that might be a little down and might be a little bit, discombobulated, like they have been themselves. So it's a great question. But I do think that your characterization of how often we're around the players is a little off. I mean, we don't see them right after practice. We talk to them on Tuesday nights. We don't watch any practice now. It does feel we're a little bit shielded from them on the day-to-day.
Tom Murphy with this Whole Hog Sports Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Tom, you alluded to kind of what's going on in the conference. LSU, Arkansas, Florida, and Auburn. Rank those jobs, in your opinion, for coaches' appeal.
Well, it just depends on what your factors are. I mean, there could be potential head coaches out there who, because of their ties to Arkansas, it might be more attractive to them. But if you're taking it from the overall, war chest, NIL, revenues and all that, then Florida and Auburn just generate more revenue, have more resources at their disposal. The avenue to the college football playoff is the one that Arkansas is really battling against, in my eye, because of where their relative standing in the conference right now. And that's one thing that the 100-euro check push right now with donors to get, more financing available for football is very important, because the game continues to evolve. And if Arkansas can't keep up and get a bigger financial commitment, then how are they going to break out from where they are? So to me, that's the biggest thing. And that's my thought on that. That, and also not being a hotbed of high school talent here hurts them. I mean, the ones you're comparing them against, Florida, LSU, Auburn, all are closer to the Deep South for the hotbeds. Florida and LSU are in two of the best D1 producing states in the country. And then Auburn has access to Georgia and the fertile beds in Florida. So Arkansas is up against it in a lot of different ways like that. Traditionally, great program in the Southwest Conference. But for them, it's been a struggle to stay up in the SEC.
Think Cal's played a role at all helping Arkansas, not just with basketball NIL negotiations, but other sports too? He's been around big money for a while now. He plays a factor, Tom?
That's a great point. And just the fact that he's here and promoting, what the university is about, that you can win here, it is significant in my eyes, from the national branding standpoint. And the fact that they rebounded from that, 0-5 conference start and did what they did was such a milestone for his career that they did that. And now, if things go like they think, they could be a real player on the national scene this year.
Let's talk some basketball before we get out of here. Arkansas, Michigan State, two ranked teams. I think Michigan State's 22, Arkansas is 14. Chance to maybe get a little early season national attention with a win. Two Hall of Fame head coaches. What are you expecting Saturday night, 6 o'clock, when the Razorbacks and the Spartans go at it?
I'm expecting a really fun battle. I hope that the freshmen play within themselves and shoot well, take good shots. They've got to be a better defensive team than they were against Southern. No question. You heard Calipari talk about defending guys to the side and not getting in front of them and stopping drives and all those things. They've got to be. It's a great coaching thing for him. Like, we're one game in. Here's what we've got to improve. And if we don't, we can lose game 2 on the road. It's a great challenge, and I'm really glad they're playing each other. And I think Cal and Izzo are going to, just have a good time. No matter the result, I think, their friendship will shine through.
Tom, we'll leave it there. Good stuff, man. We'll see what happens in college football this weekend. Some good games, including Alabama, LSU, and we'll react to it on Tuesday, okay?
Outstanding. See you.
All right, Tom Murphy with us here on a Thursday morning. It's brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, who has a location in Fort Smith. That's kind of home base in Sallisaw, Oklahoma. Licensed in 2 states, so whether you need help in Arkansas or Oklahoma, Jackie is a one-woman wrecking crew. They can help you through any matter, whether it's a criminal law matter that you found yourself charged or in a situation, DWI or some kind of criminal issue you need help navigating. Jackie's there right by your side to help you with that. You've been involved in a traffic accident, personal injury, a workplace injury. Jackie's there to help you through that, deal with the negotiations, deal with the insurance companies, and make sure you get what you have coming in that process. Family law matters. Jackie's experience over 13 years is varied in all areas of the law, and she can help you. Easy to understand flat fees, down payments you can afford, and monthly payment plans that make sense as well with Mock Legal Solutions. 479-769-1505 is the number. 769-1505 or go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
TV station in Louisiana got the email that Brian Kelly sent to Scott Woodward following his dismissal. Plus, there's a big non-conference game in the SEC I want to tell you about coming up here in your SEC update when we return.
Or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
No, because I'm not a DB.
This is the Morning Rush.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon raisin biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
90 years. That's how long the Hug family has been a part of this town. Through dust bowls, downturns, and drive-thrus, we've been right here, selling trucks to grandfathers and now their grandkids. Because it isn't just about cars. It's about connection. We're proud to still be your local GM dealership after all these years. Hug Chevrolet GMC, since the beginning, still right here.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
The season of giving is here. This is Colton Little with ESPN Arkansas, and we're partnering with C2 Supply in Poto, Oklahoma, and we want you to join us for a special cause. Come by Poto Chamber of Commerce this Friday, November 7th from 11:30 to 1:30 for C2 Supply's drive-through fundraiser for the Poto Community Holiday Dinners. Lunch will be served starting at 11:30, and as you go through, cash donations will help provide Thanksgiving and Christmas meals for all local families in need. So drive through and grab lunch, then give from the heart. Together, let's make sure everyone has a place and a meal at the table this holiday season. ESPN Arkansas and C2 Supply, making a difference this holiday season with your heart of giving.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from. Someone who always shows up when you need them. Someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. With comprehensive insurance policies backed by award-winning customer service, Shelter Insurance is committed to being there when you need us most. To find your local agent, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call your Shelter Insurance agent, Ryan Hughes, in Fort Smith.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087. Or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Have you seen the email Brian Kelly sent to Scott Woodward? And I'd forgotten that Julie Cromer's down there too, which I saw that in the two. Scott and team sending a quick note to confirm that following my termination during our meeting today, I will return all LSU materials in my possession as required by my contract. Let me know if it's better for me to clean up my office or if you would prefer to pack everything up and send it to me. I assume HR will be in touch regarding any other housekeeping matters out there. But let me know if you need anything else from me in the meantime. Despite my decision to let me go today, I'm grateful to have the opportunity to lead this program the last 4 years. Wish you all the best going forward. Best, Brian. He also talked about the settlement.
Yeah, you skipped the best part.
As we discussed in our meeting, I am open to your desire to reach a settlement of what's owed to me under the contract, although, of course, it would have to make sense financially.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we forget these are like real jobs with real people. Like you have keys that you got to turn in. You got your company cell phone,
the fob.
You know, you've got all these things that
have to use
get
email
returned.
language.
You know, it would. You know, when you've been there 4 years, there's a few things in your office that belong to you. You'd like to have back. So I mean, you know, we act like these jobs are, sometimes more than they really are. At the end of the day, there's basic stuff that goes on in our workplaces. That sounds like a normal separation email, particularly from someone who's going to get north of $50 million to not work there.
Also, on the subject of LSU, their president, I think it's Wade Rouse, or Rose, however you say his name, like said he was taking the interim tag out there, interim AD, and now he's like rethinking that. So
I thought they did yesterday. I thought the AD is now the AD.
And now he's like rethinking the decision. And he says,
Burn
I can't make
Ashbury.
Yeah, I can't make a very good decision after him being on the
I
job.
thought they
for 8
settled up on the president's role and the AD. They're trying to get their act together here so they can attract a candidate because the governor was making a mess of it. You hadn't heard much from him since his interview. Yeah. He's kind of stayed out of the matter, and they're trying to look like they've kind of got the ship right here because they were kind of rocking back and forth and didn't look like much of a place a serious candidate would consider.
Yeah. Trying to clean the house up before Daddy Saban comes home.
Well, and people forget. So we have
not he'll clean it up for you.
We have you think about SEC schools, right? As you go down the list, is Baton Rouge, Lexington? I know Atlanta's close to Athens. I'm going down this list in my head. I think Baton Rouge and Lexington are the only two schools, in Austin, I should say, there's 3, are the only 2 schools with the capital. And Nashville's the Tennessee capital, right? So, Vandy? Or did I mix that up?
I thought it was Jackson, Tennessee, but I may be wrong. I know it's Jackson, Mississippi.
No, it's Jackson, Mississippi. Yeah. So, Vanderbilt, LSU, what are the other 2 I just said? Vanderbilt, LSU, Kentucky, and Texas are the 4 schools with the state capital being there. So
yeah, Nashville is.
I'm
you live there. You should know.
I know. I
should be asking me.
We've obviously got a dynamic here in the state where our nation's capital is not where the flagship university is, like a lot of these other institutions, but Northwest Arkansas is growing rapidly. We've talked about some of the dynamics within this state. But I would guess that, being that it is the state university, being that it's not like whether it's Governor Landry or anyone else for that matter hasn't had a hand in it before. I just haven't seen it as public as it's made to be.
Well, he made it public.
Within this week.
The governor's always involved, but generally behind the scenes, private conversations.
South Carolina as well for the Capitals.
Columbia. Okay.
So, but, they're trying to get that behind them and, hey, don't remember that. Don't remember that. Don't remember. We're on solid footing here. We got good leadership. We got a strong president, a strong AD. We can hire a really good football coach. That's the image they're trying to project at this point. Whether they do that in the eyes of Jimmy Sexton and some of his clients remains to be seen.
And that doesn't, you don't have to like Jimmy Sexton privately, but publicly it doesn't seem a good idea to rip him and dog him. Does it? Or
no,
the most powerful man?
You need to have a working relationship with him.
Yeah, I would think that. Continue on your SEC update. Auburn, Notre Dame going to play home and home 27-28 in football, same year that you'll go to South Bend. So they'll play in Auburn in 28, and then they'll host you in 28 as well, similar to the Texas A&M and Arkansas dynamic this year where they hosted the Aggies and they came to Fayetteville, lost 1-1. But to me, I'm excited for that weekend here in a couple years because you didn't have it in 2020 was taken away. I would think that was going to be pretty fun, but it is cool to see that these marquee non-conference games are still getting scheduled with the 9-game slate headed our way.
So Utah's coming next year, September 12th, I believe it is. Second game, you go there. So you're going to continue to have at least one game of note, and you get one every other year that should help you, sell some tickets and be another balance to your schedule when you maybe have 5 on the road.
Arkansas does not play this weekend in football. Got LSU next week in Baton Rouge, 11:45, SEC Network. Petrillo still had his SEC teleconference yesterday. Here's what he said about Taylon Green.
Taylon practiced last night, did a good job. He's feeling good. He still has to do a good job this week of being in the training room and getting treatment and getting back to 100%, but I'm very encouraged that he will. Much more than I was after the game.
I kicked around an idea in the first hours, like, hey, do you maybe see KJ Jackson start to showcase the future? I don't think it's going to happen, but I at least presented that idea. I'll ask you the same question I did, Tom. Do we actually see KJ Jackson these next 3 games via injury, via just a spot quarter like Colton presented?
Well, of course, if he's injured, you're going to. If Taylon gets injured, of course you're going to see him. But I think what you're really right. Do you see him without there being an injury to Taylon Green? Is it a coach's decision to put him in? I think the games will be close. I don't think the game will present an opportunity. So, barring injury, I would say no.
And I don't.
And why? Just one other point. Why would you put him out there only to let him go throw for 2 or 3 touchdowns and mop up duty or something like that? Then have every school in your conference become suitors for his services and run up the bid. I mean, that's another thing coaches have to think about. I put some of my young talent out there. I give them a chance. Mm-hmm. They play great. Now I've got to triple their salary to keep them. And you're already on a limited budget. So those are some things to consider as well.
I think we've talked about this with Arkansas quarterbacks. It's either since 2018 or 2019 you've had a guy injured every single year where the starter has gone out. Taylon's just been beat up. And again, it's not as bad as it was last year. And I don't want to I'm not wishing it to happen, but you go up against 2 of the best defenses in the league on the road the next 2 weeks, and you finish up against a pretty salty one in Missouri. I'm almost just kind of expecting it to, based on how he's already been clobbered a bunch this season.
And his play style, the way he plays the game.
But I think does Coach Petrino decide to put him in regardless of injury? Does he play based on merit? You're wanting to see a glimpse of the future. I am totally against that, just because in the NIL world, you want him to play well, build some confidence, but you know what? You can do some of those things in practice. I don't want to have to double what it's going to take to keep him by putting more film out on him.
I don't necessarily want to see that. I'm just wondering if it's being pondered within those walls of the athletics department right now, within the football program. That's what I'm at. That's what I was asking.
Well, I don't have any. I mean, we'd be guessing if we said one way or the other. But to me, there's no path that it makes sense to me to just put him in.
It would almost be disloyal to Taylon, who's battled through injury after injury and played his heart out at times for you.
It sends the wrong message to the team.
It's also
giving up on your team is not a good way to get hired. That's what it looks like.
I mean, I know Auburn was awful. Fourth quarter, 4 straight turnovers. Taylon had, I guess, 3 of them, and then Omega fumbled that football. And the Tennessee turnovers you would have loved to have back. But if you watch Taylon in 24 versus 25, it's not close in comparison who's better. He is so much better than he was last year. Now, that hasn't resulted in wins, which is what you care about. But it is such a stark contrast what he was here in 24 versus 25.
Yeah. All right, that's your SEC update brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group, the #1 provider for top-quality ready-mix, aggregates, asphalt in Northwest Arkansas. If you've got a job you're trying to complete and you need 8 yards of concrete or 800 yards of concrete, APAC is the company that can provide every step of the job for you, not only from the material, but trucking, logistics, planning, and more. 479-587-3300, 587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group. It is No Shave November. Maybe you see a glimpse of a dark 5 o'clock, I'd say 3 o'clock shadow with Ty Richardson right now as he has put away the razor for November, helping promote Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation and helping men fight prostate cancer right here at home. Go to arprostatecancer.org, arprostatecancer.org. Sign up, take pictures, hashtag it, all of those things. No Shave APCF.
Yeah, it's going to be going to Ann Arbor at the end of the month. It's going to be cold up there. Baton Rouge is going to be like 80 next week. I don't know what it's going to be like in Austin. I would guess warm as well, but there'll be some climate change. Weather-wise, we got good weather this weekend, and then isn't it flipping back? Isn't that what you told?
Monday or cold on Monday and Sunday.
Monday and Tuesday, but then it comes back again. I mean, just let me pull it up here. Monday, we got 26 for a morning low. Sunday, 30. Daytime highs, upper 40s, around 50. But by Thursday, we're back at 70 for the high.
Okay.
Wednesday, it's 68, 63 on Tuesday. So it's just a short, quick blast of winter early next week.
I need to correct myself on something I said earlier, by the way. Cole knows what it is. Lexington, Kentucky is not the capital.
Frankfurt.
It's Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike Haywood, the communications director of basketball.
Resident geographer.
He just texted. Again, I haven't done these quizzes, these Quizlets in so long. I used to be really good with state capitals. I could get all 50, and I can't do that anymore. It's, again, the deterioration of my brain is happening quicker than I want it to when it comes to schooling that I went through for, I guess, every year since preschool. It's gone. Goes by the wayside. Should we still be in school now? Like today?
Continuous learning is always something you should be participating
just
in.
Recommend it.
Read more. I need to be better about that. Did you hear Davo's rant?
About officiating or, yeah.
Yeah. For those that haven't heard it, he goes in pretty hard.
It's impactful. So, as opposed to just getting a report on Monday, you turn in 10. Yeah, we had a game. I'm not criticizing. I ain't gonna tell you the game. I'm not gonna say the game, but we're only allowed to turn in, there's a system of accountability, but y'all don't know anything about it.
Which is what you brought up, and it brought up when it comes to officiating and refs on whatnot. What needs to change?
I don't think there's one thing.
What
Everybody wants transparency and a peek behind the curtain. That's not going to solve getting the call right. It's just not. I mean, you having access to a game report of correct calls and incorrect calls and whether they're graded 1 or a 7 and play in, play out isn't going to, I believe, improve the on-field consistency or performance.
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing that needs to change, though, is fan education, media education. I think people don't understand what it's really about. Some people complain about things because they think it's holding or they think it's a horse collar. They don't understand the rule.
Quincy did get held in that game several times. They didn't call it.
Yeah. But was it at the point of attack?
When he was about to tackle the quarterback,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, I mean, probably a call that was incorrect based on the way you're describing it. We also got to quit expecting perfection. We only want perfection when it comes to benefiting our team. We all have a biased view. These guys aren't perfect. They miss calls. I mean, if perfection's the expectation, we're always going to be pissed off.
He goes in on the gambling aspect, too. We've seen coaches. We've seen players.
Mm-hmm.
Why are officials not above reproach when it comes to that aspect?
Who says
Tim Don?
Who says they're above reproach? I mean, Tim Donaghy's the great example.
Yeah.
There is, I can tell you this, as a NCAA basketball official in small college basketball, we're required to do background checks,
not gamble,
and we're required to watch gambling education videos before we can begin the season.
Mm-hmm.
It's a requirement. Now, it's watching a video and it's signing up for a background check, but I can tell you this, it's not ignored. It's not something no one talks about. There's guidance and there's consequences if you're involved. And for the ones at the highest level in basketball, you can make you can be a full-time basketball referee at the highest levels in college basketball. Football, not really set up that way because there's only 12 games in a year. But I can assure you it's talked about, and I am certain that if it was found out anyone involved with officiating games was gambling, even on games they weren't involved in, they would be dismissed from that staff and dismissed from the sport immediately.
Is this just a case of coaches just being ticked off?
Yeah.
Or is there actually some validity to what they're saying?
Listen, you get tired of blaming the players. You get tired of blaming the coaches. You get tired of blaming yourself if you're a coach. Ultimately, we're at that point of the year where the officials become the target. It is. Again,
did you see the call that they called on Clemson, the pass interference at the end of that game?
I haven't seen that.
It was awful. And so I just think it's, in my opinion, I think it is absolutely just the highest level of stupidity that you can't let coaches be critical of officiating. Like he's having Petrino, if you listen to him yesterday, like skirt around when he's asked these questions, or Dabo skirt around when he's asked these questions. They can't even reveal what the conversation was.
But tell me how that's going to improve.
If you want to
the situation.
What I'm saying is, if you want to eliminate the appearance of cheating and this grand conspiracy that we always talk about, then just show people, either turn the audio on during the replays.
No, hang on. That's not what you said. You said, why can't coaches be critical publicly of officiating? Tell me how that's going to improve the situation.
What I'm saying is, it's like he can't, whether it's right or wrong, the appearance is, well, this coach can't be critical because then the punishment will come down. So he just has to let it go because that's just how it is. And that's just what is dictated out of Birmingham, Alabama, or Hoover, Alabama, when it comes to whether it's the SEC or anything else. The appearance, perception is everything. And whether it's right or wrong, and again, you know the ins and outs more than most people, collectively, most fans do not think officiating a lot of times is on the up and up.
That's a fan take. That's nothing new.
But how you can eliminate a lot of that is by being transparent, which is what Petrino was advocating for yesterday, what Dabo was advocating for. There's no reason or rationale by not doing that.
That's different than what you said, though. Transparency is different than what being critical of someone isn't providing transparency. That's not the same thing, Ty.
But what I'm saying again on that is, you're like, the coaches can't even tell you their real opinion on something because it's this hierarchy of they can't be critical
because oftentimes, you know who knows the rules the least? The coaches. You're wanting to base your opinion on someone that's completely biased. I want my coach biased, but he's totally biased. That's who you're going to base your opinion on, is what the coach says?
I would just like a coach to be able to say what he thinks in that situation.
But how does that improve the situation? How does that improve on-field performance for the officials?
I put out other levels of that, and I told you what I think about this. Again, the appearance of not even be able to voice your doesn't look good. In terms of that, I told you what I think would be better.
So you want a coach to be critical.
I want a coach to be able to say what he wants to think.
But then 3 weeks later, they're going to have that same crew. Now, then what's the conversation going to be like? That we've went through public, and he's made all these quotes and statements. Now what is the appearance of that situation? Eventually, you'll run out of people to referee your games because you won't. There's only 12 or 14 crews total in the league, and you only got about 10 or 12 that work conference games.
So hold on. You're telling me that officials who are supposed to be straightforward and not, you're telling me they'd be affected
what
by
I'm telling you
a
is
comment?
What back up. What did I just say, Ty? You're not listening to the words. What's the appearance of that going to be? Well, and what's the media going to bring up? Well, Coach so-and-so said this about officials so-and-so. Now they got the game, and then a call that's 50-50 doesn't go your way. All it does is open up for more unfair conversations. But it makes it unfair for the coach just as much as it does for the official. Everybody wants their pound of flesh. We got to blame somebody. Let's blame the official. And that goes along with the territory. I understand it. But public criticism's not going to be the tool we're missing to fix on-field or on-court performance in any sport. That's not the missing answer to all of this, any way, shape, or form. All right, Gaston's White River Resort. Quick word for them. Weekend coming up, and I'm telling you, we have reached a point where the fall foliage is starting to change. We've reached a point where we're seeing some of the most beautiful drives in our state this time of the year. It's a great time to take a drive through the Ozarks to Gaston's. 870-431-5202 is their number. They can set you up with a great trip in one of their lodges or cabins, great fishing trip with one of their expert guides, great meals in their restaurant as well. 870-431-5202. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years.
Jumper.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and upgrade to the road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle of your choice and get state sales tax paid. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautoportsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Why wait till Monday for your dental emergency? At Valley Urgent Dental, we know your pain cannot wait. Broken tooth, painful infections, sports injuries, we've got you covered. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are here when you need them most. Call them at 479-235-5655. Valley Urgent Dental is available on weekends when your regular dentist is closed. Valley Urgent Dental at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Do not wait. Your smile deserves immediate care.
It's Black Friday every day in November on hundreds of items at Jaeger's. Blackstone Iron Forged 2-burner outdoor griddle is only $279.99. Craftsman 9-gallon wet-dry vac only $59.99 after $20 instant savings. DeWalt 20-volt max cordless drill and impact driver kit with 2 batteries, charger, bit, accessories, and contractor bag is only $149 after $70 instant savings. Order online and pick up in 15 minutes at all 5 Jaeger's locations. Jaeger's Ace Hardware. Real help, real savings.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Hey, this is Nick from Platinum Distributing. You've probably heard my cousin RD on here from time to time. What a bum.
Friggin' bum!
I'm kidding. He's a good guy. I'll tell you what else is good. Cheerwine. The cherry-flavored soda has had people coming back since 1917. Did you know Cheerwine is now available in the River Valley? You'll find it at your local Jam Mart, Walmart, and other fine stores. Cheerwine coming to Arkansas is all thanks to our big dog Terry right here at Platinum Distributing.
Big dog.
Think of him when you're sipping that one-of-a-kind cherry-flavored soft drink. Cheerwine. Uniquely Southern since 1917.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
All right, final segment here on the Morning Rush as we continue to roll on a Think Tank Thursday. We had a lot of opinions on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline on the officiating subject that we got into last week. And not last week, this week, last segment, I should say. And we had a few other opinions during the break as well.
Yeah. Hey, Oaklawn Sports, if you haven't downloaded their app, do that now in the Apple or Google Play Store. New subscribers, new people that sign up, you get up to $1,000 in bonus bets. How that works is you get a second chance each of your first 10 days up to $100 per day. So if your first bet doesn't work out, up to $100, they give you a kind of a mulligan, a do-over, if you will, each day for up to $100 a day for up to $1,000 over that 10 days. Plus, there's profit boost on parlays and a lot more. Arkansas's best sports betting app. Bet with the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports.
We had some fun with the apple pie mac and cheese craft conversation today. That will be in the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast, along with our conversation with Tom Murphy. Didn't get as much coaching stuff as I wanted to today. There's a flavor of the day or flavor of the week that I want to talk about tomorrow. I think it's Alex Golish. J.D. Piquel did a good job of kind of talking about his fit at Arkansas. We'll get into that tomorrow. Football Friday at 9 a.m.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 4